Channel 29 Sports presents Vulcan Basketball 1988. From the campus of California University, it's the PSAC Final Four Championship Tournament. Vulcan Basketball is brought to you by Stroh's. Stroh's is spoken here. And by Rax, fast food with style.
Well, I'm tired of the same old thing, the same old way. Come on and hold me. Hold me in a brand new way. Want you to thrill me. Thrill me in a brand new way.
Try something different for dinner. Create your own at the new Rax Dinner Bar with hot pasta, hot veggies, Mexican, soups, salads, and desserts. All you can eat, all for one price. It's fast food with style.
Brand new way. Hold me in a brand new way.
You're watching Channel 29, California University Television, for the best in local programming in the Mid-Mon Valley.
And hello everybody, welcome to Hammer Hall for tonight's 28th annual state game between the California Vulcans and the Kutztown Golden Bears. I'm Dan Zame along with Dave Shinsky. And Dave, the state game tonight, what the Vulcans and Kutztown Bears have been looking forward to all season, and both teams have had hard roads to follow, but this is the big game tonight, and I'm sure both teams will be pumped up.
Yes, it is. The Vulcans looking for their first state championship back in 1985, and they're looking to add one on here. They've been to the state title game 3 out of the past 4 years, and that's quite a record. But last year they lost to Millersville, so really they have a little bit of revenge on their minds coming back this year.
In state games, the Vulcans are 2-2. This is the first trip for the Kutztown Bears, who have really rebuilt their program and have formed a fine ball club. Back in 1985, when the Vulcans won this state game, only Marty Suter was around, so the Vulcans have really a new team. And for Kutztown, they've really rebuilt their squad, and they're led by Marty Eggleston, who's a fine center.
Yes, Marty Eggleston. He's a 6'11" center. Last night here against Lockhaven, he really put on a dunking show, you could really call it, as he had 6 jams, I believe, in the game, and 2 of them of the alley-oop sorts. And that's something the Vulcans are going to have to key on, and I believe that Joe Miller probably is going to have a big call for him tonight, as he's going to have to guard Marty Eggleston. And of course for the Vulcans, Dan Zacek had 31 points last night, was kept quiet in the first half, but came alive and hit 4 3-pointers in a row. So Dan is going to have a big game tonight, and he's going to be guarded by probably Shorter, and who's going to have a tough task on his hands. Yes, Shorter's going to be guarding Zacek. Dana last night scored 16 points in a matter of about, we'd have to say, 4 minutes. It was unbelievable, to say the least. He had 8 points in the whole first half, came back in the second half, had a quick 4 3-pointers, and this turned the whole complexity of the game around. So stay tuned. The Kutztown Golden Bears and the California Vulcans in the 28th annual state games coming up right after this on Channel 29.
If I saw a new sign on the same old place, had a new hamburger with the same old taste, it wouldn't seem new to me, 'cause I'm tired of the same old thing, the same old way. Come on and hold me. Hold me in a brand new way. Just thrill me. Thrill me in a brand new way.
Rax redefines the fast food lunch.
I want you to love me. Love me in a brand new way. Want you to squeeze me. Squeeze me in a brand new way.
You step up to the new lunch bar and create your own. Start with hot chili and toppings. Check out all the Mexican, hot veggies, soups, all kinds of salad. All you can eat, all for one price. It's not just regular fast food for lunch, it's fast food with style.
Come on and hold me.
The choices in today's fast-paced world can be confusing. Of course, the same thing can be said about the world of high-tech computers. That is, until now. Presenting the Apple Macintosh system line from CalChip's Computer Store. At CalChip's, you'll find all of the hardware, software, and peripherals you'll ever need. And at CalChip's, we'll provide you with all of this at a price that'll bring a smile to your face. CalChip's Computer Store. The power to be your best.
And hello everybody, welcome back to Hammer All as we are getting ready for the 20th annual state game between California and Kutztown. California has a record of 23-5 overall, while Kutztown is 21-7. And Dave, this is a state game, but this is also a battle between two top-ranked teams in the country, California number 10 and Kutztown number 16, so two talented ball clubs here tonight also in the country. Yes, this game's definitely going to have a major effect on the seedings probably in the Eastern Regional of the NCAA, plus also next week's rankings for Division II when the polls come out. And apparently both of these teams are being noticed by the national people, so I wouldn't be surprised if both of these ball clubs both get bids into the NCAA no matter whoever wins this ball game tonight. And going back to last night, Kutztown defeated Lock Haven in a heartstopper, 86-84, while California defeated Cheney 117-91. Dave, as we watch that Lock Haven-Kutztown game, Kutztown was really lucky to get that victory. Lock Haven had a big lead. In fact, they were outscored 22-9 over the last couple minutes of the ball game. That really was their downfall. And Lock Haven really out-hustled Kutztown, and I think if the Vulcans go up and down the court and really out-hustle Kutztown, they should have a good time tonight. Yes, I thought Lock Haven last night really played their hearts out against Kutztown, and it seems, Dan, at times that Kutztown's backcourt, you can really intimidate their backcourt players. Lock Haven had a lot of success with that. Eric Hearn and Tony Bacon put a lot of pressure on the backcourt tandem of Chisholm and I believe Hills, and got a lot of steals off of these guys. And with the Vulcans, they're strong in the backcourt with Daryl Norfleet and Dana Zychek and Marty Suter. That's probably going to be the key for the Vulcans. If they can put a lot of pressure on Kutztown's guards and keep the ball out of the low post to Marty Eggleston, I don't see any trouble. But that's asking also an awful lot. Well, what Kutztown likes to do in offense, as we've seen last night, they like to kick that ball down inside Eggleston, and if he can't find anything, they're going to dish it back out and look for that 15-foot jumper, which a guy by the name of Charles Chisholm last night, make that Jody McMillan. He's a forward, came in and really lit it up from outside from three-point range. He was the guy in the stretch last night for Kutztown. I think McMillan really caught Lock Haven by surprise last night. As we said, he hit the three-pointer that had tied the ball game after Lock Haven had led by 13. And I don't really think that Lock Haven was really concentrating that much on McMillan, but I'm sure the Vulcans now, after seeing what happened last night and through their scouting reports, will probably do a little bit better concentration of guarding a man of McMillan's stature. And as we look at that matchup between Marty Eggleston and Joe Miller, I think that Joe's going to really have to use his body on Eggleston. Eggleston really didn't have much of a problem with Dean Crabble when they got the ball inside, but most of his shots that he made were on dunks, so they're going to have to force him away from the basket. Yes, I think Joe Miller definitely has the potential to be able to guard Eggleston. He did a nice job last night underneath the boards for the Vulcans, along with Marshall Kenley. But another thing you think about, Eggleston's the type of player that not one man can guard by alone. You have to get weak side help, and a guy like Marshall Kenley is going to have to swing back across the lane. If Eggleston gets the ball into the low post, he's going to have to be able to give backup help from the weak side on Eggleston to try to just make him readjust his shot. This Kutztown team is very balanced also. Last night they had three guys who were in double figures. McMillan, as we said, had 19. Maurice Williams, had to watch out for him, had 15. Rodney Shorter had 14. Eggleston 14. Butch Hills and Chisholm both had 12. So all five of their starters can score. So they might have to balance the defense around and not just concentrate on one person, as all these players from Kutztown can score, and they're a tremendous bunch of athletes. Yes, they're similar to California. They like to use a lot of players, as we said, and the Vulcans are the same way. The Vulcans can go 10 deep. They'll go all the way down to their 10th man, and that's Tracy Clark, and he can come in and do an exceptional job for the Vulcans off the bench. So we're getting ready for tonight's game between California and Kutztown in the 20th annual state game. And Kutztown is coached in his fifth year is Mr. Rick Binder, who came from Reading High School. And as the colors come on the floor, we now pause for our national anthem here from Hammer Hall. game tonight. We now turn it over to public address announcer Dave Smith for tonight's starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Haversham. Tonight's Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Championship game features the Beast Marine Kutztown University Golden Bears against the Prior to the starting lineups, I remind you, anything thrown on the floor will result in a technical foul, and fans will be ejected from this game. And now the starting lineups. Kutztown University Golden Bears, ranked 16 in the nation, 21-7 record. Starting in charge position, a 5'11" junior from Kutztown, number 10, Vulcan. A 6' senior from Reading, number 12, Charles Chisholm. At the center position, a 6'11" junior from Kutztown, number 50, Marty Eggers. At the forward position, the 6'2" junior from Philadelphia, number 30, Rodney Shorter. Rounding out the starting lineup, 6'5" senior from Philadelphia, number 40, Maurice Williams. Rick Binder.
Starting lineups here from Hamer Hall. Run that down one more time for Kutztown. It's Chisholm and Hills at the guards. Shorter, Roddy Shorter, Reese Williams at the forwards. Marty Eggleston in the middle. For the Vulcans, Suter, Northfleet, and Zajac at the guards. Marshall Kembley and Joe Miller inside. Dave, Rodney Shorter, number 30, is a guy whose older brother maybe known to more people is Brian Shorter, who was a casualty of Proposition 48 for the Pitt Panthers. So one lines are in Rodney Shorter's favor tonight.
Yes, we're looking at Rodney Shorter right now, number 30 out on the floor, and he definitely doesn't have the size of his brother, and I'm sure not the talent, but got to be talented enough to get into college to play basketball here.
California dressed in their home uniforms, the white jerseys with the red numbers. Kutztown in the, we could call them maroon jerseys with the gold numerals. Marty Eggleston.
See, and one quick thing on Marty Eggleston. I was talking to Coach Gutierrez before the game, and he mentioned it. A few NBA clubs have been scouting Marty Eggleston. He's only a junior, so he has another year to wait, but there's been some interest from the NBA.
Well, he definitely has the height at 6'11 and a half, so watch out for Marty Eggleston. Rodney Short, look inside Eggleston, and Joe Miller knocked that pass away. So right away they look inside Eggleston. Marty Suter being guarded by Coach Hills. Comes to Joe Miller, top of the inside the count. Marshall goes to the ball Northfleet. It's down to man-to-man. Miller double teamed and he lost it out.
Shaky start for both clubs. Both clubs right away trying to work the ball into the big people inside.
David Guy, people are watching the ball Vulcans tonight is going to be Marshall Kemley. Seems like he comes alive in the big games. Going back to last year's state game against Millersville, he ate John Fox alive in the first half at 15 points. Maurice Williams for 3, missed it. It's Eggleston, though, puts it up against the 2.
The Vulcans are going to have to do a good job of boxing out Eggleston, keeping him away from the basket. That time they didn't.
Norfleet to Suter to Joe Miller at the top of the key. Looks inside. Up to Norfleet. To Marty Suter. Bounce pass inside to Kelly. Marshall loses it though to Rodney Shorter. Back comes the Kutztown Golden Bears.
Dan, also, Kutztown's really emphasized their coaching staff that they want to try to slow this game down. They do not want to run with the Vulcans.
Chisel pass off to Williams. Gets the 2. So 4-0. Kutztown takes the lead. 18:45 to go. Kenley missed it. And a foul inside from behind. So Kutztown is the team that comes live here in the opening minutes.
That's Dana's first personal, the team first. Not the person we want to see get in foul trouble if you're a California Vulcan fan.
Well, what got Kutztown in trouble last night early was the lock came in press. I don't know what Coach Boone is going to do with his defense. I don't think he's going to do that unless he gets behind.
The difference with Rockhaven was they were playing a zone when they came back into the half court. And the Vulcans like to stay in that man-to-man, so I don't really see where the Vulcans will try to press up that much against this ball club.
Eggleston back to Shorter, left-hander, and it's no good. The battle for it comes to Kenley, and the foul's going to be on Rodney Shorter over the back. Shorter, a 6'2 junior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Dave Marcus Owens knows a lot of these players from Kutztown because he grew up right near Kutztown and knows a lot of these players. Z connects. Dennis Isaac gets the first boot for the Vulcans, and we see no paper coming down on the floor except down on us. Last night there was a technical call on the Vulcan fans after they threw toilet paper in the first bucket against Cheney. Shorty inside to Eggleston, trying to double team him down in the low post. Comes to Hills though, and he missed the 3-rebounded side check.
Dan, the Vulcans are converging on Eggleston in the low post. That time they got 3 men around him, and that's what they want to do.
Eggleston went for the steal, comes to Miller though. Joe. Marty Eggleston not known for the quickest feet there, and I'm so surprised he went for the stealer. Took a gamble and he lost. Williams back out to Chisholm. He's open from 18 and hits. Charles Chisholm from Reading, Pennsylvania. 6'4", Kutztown. Miller! Joe went up between 2 Kutztown Golden Bears there, and good offensive rebound there by the junior from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Joe seems fired up about the confrontation with Eggleston. Eggleston has a much larger upper body when you look at the 2 ball players. But I'd have to say that Joe could probably quicken, you'd say, Mr. Eggleston.
Maurice Williams is left wide open for 3, and he hits. 9-6, Kutztown leads it. Talking to Joe on the radio side after the game last night, he was looking forward to this matchup, thinking that he should be able to battle with him. Z for 3, no. And Eggleston leaves it for Chisholm. Back comes the Kutztown Bears. And Chisholm will slow it up. Inside to Rodney Shorter with the left hand. So Kutztown has come out alive here, and they're shooting well from the floor. 11-6, the Vulcans trail by 5. Norfleet. And the Vulcans cannot hit. Rebound to Williams ahead to Chisholm. Chisholm drives, but he's fouled by Suter.
That'll be Marty's first, the team's second. So Marty gets caught reaching in.
And Kutztown will inbound from underneath their basket. Glad to have you along for this state game of the Pennsylvania Conference between Kutztown and California. Butch Hills can't get the roll. Kelly goes up for it. He's out jumped by Maurice Williams, and will bring it back out front. Coach Boone wanted the foul. He's telling the official Jay Evans he thought it wasn't over the back call. Jordan look inside to Eggleston. They converge on him, and it's out of bounds. It's going to be Vulcan ball.
The Vulcans are doing a really nice job of keeping the ball out of the low post. The only problem they're having is they're converging 3 guys, which is leaving some other people open.
Check at the foul line. The jumper is good. That play was called by Coach Boone trying to get Dana open off a pick. And at the foul line, he hits 11-8 Kutztown. 14:59 to go here in the first half. Inside Eggleston again. Had like 4 men converging on him, but it's knocked out of bounds.
Ball went off of Daryl Norfleet's head.
As we see, Kutztown going inside to Eggleston almost every time down the floor, and if they don't get it into him, they're just going to take that perimeter jump from the outside. Stolen by Norfleet, back he comes one-on-one to the hoop. Yes!
Great one-on-one move by Daryl Norfleet.
And the athletic ability there is shown by the senior from Melrose Park, Daryl Norfleet. Tim Brown will check in at the next stoppage. That's Rodney Shorter. And it's out of bounds, off the ball. That's Maurice Williams, I believe.
Coach Boone was looking on it. He was looking for the over to back call against Williams and really gave the referee on the far side a earful.
Well, Kutztown just going to the boards hard.
Dan, looking at Daryl Norfleet, he came off the floor limping here. And I wonder whether it doesn't go back to last night. Daryl Norfleet and Dana Zychek were both having a lot of leg cramps, and he seems to be favoring his right leg.
Surely was. Joe Miller inside, missed it. And back comes Kutztown. Chisholm lost it to Suter though. Back comes Marty. Pull it up, and Suter missed that, but gets us on rebound back, and will slow it down. Marty usually not in that position a lot of times, and Vulcan really knew what to do with the basketball.
Vulcan's really got a break that time. The ball came off the side of the backboard right back to Marty.
Zajac turned the wrong way, and Reese Williams picked it up. But Suter gets it right back, and it comes to Kenley. Good defense there by Marty. Kenley has a shot blocked by Eggleston. Wow. Ahead to Shorter. Up and down they go. Rodney Shorter missed it, but the rebound by Eggleston.
Dan, whenever the Vulcans big people get the ball inside, just like Marshall did that time, they're going to have to give some sort of head fake to throw Eggleston off, or he's going to get a lot of easy rejections.
Air ball by Miller, but Kenley follows. 13-12. Kutztown leads it by 1 here. 13-15 to go. Trying to deny Eggleston the ball, but it comes to Hills. Look inside to Williams, but Kenley got a hand on that. And Kutztown calls timeout. 13:04 to go here in the first half. 13-12. Kutztown leads it. We'll take a break. You're watching Vulcan basketball on Channel 29.
You know what I like best about fishing? Yeah, the catch of the day.
Come on, we'll show you how a good time goes. We're going to a place where they talk Strohs, 'cause a good time's better with a good time beer, and Strohs is smoking here.
Strohs, fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste. Now you're talking beer.
A good time's better with a good time beer, and Strohs is smoking here.
As we can look at the Kutztown bench after the timeout. Good partisan from Kutztown has made a trip in from Philadelphia. Dave, and they were the wild crew last night between that game between them and Lockhaven, and I think they were sort of the difference because they really encouraged their team to come back and eventually get the win.
It's always nice to see whenever the visitors bring in a nice crowd. It always seems like there's a nice rivalry in the bleachers between the fans, in a good matter of sense.
Well, Cheney I don't think, had any fans last night. Inbound comes to Eggleston. And back up front to Maurice Williams, but that's way over his head. And the Vulcans will take over. Our officials tonight are Jay Evans and Fred Buvera. Craig Pryor is the alternate.
So now Daryl Norfleet checks back into the Vulcan lineup, replacing Marty Suter. The Vulcans can ill afford to lose Daryl Norfleet.
Miller over Eggleston, yes! That's not an easy task to do. We shoot over a 6'11" and a half guy, almost 7 feet. Shorter, he traveled. So the Vulcans keeping their composure here, and that's what they've done throughout the season. You have to credit Coach Jim Boone in his second year as keeping his team relaxed. Northfleet lost it to Chisholm, who showed the quick hands there and gets the turnover ahead to Shorter. Rodney Shorter, one-on-one against Moats. He's going to slow it up. Inside Eggleston again. Down he goes and missed the little jumper, and rebound comes to Tim Brown. I thought that was a sure two, but he did miss it. Side check open from the corner. Air ball put up there, and Eggleston comes down with it. Ahead to Butch Hills. 2-on-2. Has Shorter, gives it to him. Throw up a brick, and it comes to Moats. We go back and forth. As the air ball chain comes out here, Hamer Hall. Tim Brown, Miller left alone. Missed the jumper. Moats with the tip, and going to call it off. It's going to call the push off on Moats.
Cole Moats with the push off as he went to the basket. That'll be Timmy's first personal. The Vulcans' third team foul.
As Jay Evans, the official, makes the call.
California leads it 14-13, 11:51 to go in the first half.
As we talked about, this is Kutztown's first state game ever in the history of their school. They've really rebuilt their ball club. 4 years ago, they won, I believe, about 3 games, but throughout the seasons, the past 2 seasons, they have gotten more and more wins. Chisholm to the hoop, and there's an over and back, I would think, on Eggleston. But it's going to be a Miller.
They're calling on Joe Miller. They're going to say he pushed Chisholm in the back, and that's going to be Joe's first personal.
And Joe has a word with the official.
Joe was looking for the foul to be called against Eggleston.
Well, from our vantage point, I thought it was. I guess we were blocked by Eggleston, and we did not see the push by Miller, but it was called.
I really didn't see Chisholm under there, but he was there, so it was a good call.
Maurice Williams comes to Eggleston, and he throws it down. (15-14), Kutztown leads it here. make it 11-13 to go. It's Northfleet, and Darrell connects. And again, the Vulcans have the 1-point lead here. Marshall Kenley will check back in for the Vulcans at the next stoppage. Kutztown has not made a substitution yet. They still have all the 5 people in there. It's Eggleston with the charge.
That's Eggleston's first personal, the team's second. Eggleston not scoring up to the basket that time, just turned around, didn't know where Joe Miller was. Joe had position, and they're going to call the charge against him.
Marty Eggleston originally signed with Villanova, but never went to school there, and he instead decided to go to Kutztown.
I guess the same can be said for Vulcan guard Darrell Northfleet, as he was all signed, still delivered to go to LaSalle University, but then he had an injury that kept him from going there.
I don't really know the reason Eggleston decided not to go to Villanova. I just understood that he originally had intended to go there. Timmy Brown off a screen for 3. I think Shorter got a piece of that. He missed it. Rebound comes to Butch Hills. Back come the Bears. That's Judy McMillan. He missed it. Rebound comes to Northfleet.
Last night, McMillan was hot off the bench as he ended up with 19 points against Lockhaven, tied the game with a 3-pointer.
Jenny McMillan isn't even a guard. He's a forward. Miller to the hoop, and that's blocked by Eggleston. And Joe hits the 4. I don't think Joe has ever played with a guy as big as Eggleston. He wants the ball right back, and he gets it and missed it, though. Rebound McMillan.
Up until this point, though, Dan, Joe's done a good job with Eggleston. With a guy like Eggleston, you can't lay back on him. You got to be very aggressive, and don't let him intimidate you.
Eggleston get the ball inside,
and they're going to get a push off on Eggleston, trying to get position on Joe Miller.
So that's a big call. That's 2 fouls on Big Marty, number 50. And we'll see what Coach DeBiner decides to do. I think he's going to keep him in there. And if he gets in foul trouble, I think Kutztown is in some trouble. If the Vulcans get in some foul trouble, Dave Miller, they can maybe bring in Henrik Anderson, who can bang some bodies inside with Marty.
Even they can go with the front line of Marshall Kenley, Tim Moats, and Tracy Clark. Vulcans aren't hurting for size. Kutztown is, though. Kutztown next to Eggleston, the next tallest guy, 6'5".
Shorter the other way, and he's fouled after the block by Eggleston on Miller the other way, and Joe wanted the foul, but Eggleston threw it right back to Joe's face.
Coach Boone now talking to Joe Miller over on the Vulcan sideline, and I think all that is, Dan, is he's just trying to tell Joe to settle down. Joe was getting a little frustrated looking for the foul calls, and at times this season, Joe, after they've made maybe a few calls that he had not got, that Joe's got a little bit frustrated and it's got off his game, but just trying to keep him involved.
Ronnie Shorter at the line for the first time this evening, and he hits the first. Shorter on the year, 69%. And 2 for 2 for Roddy Shorter. 17-16. Kutztown leads it here. 9:35 remaining here in the first half. Pair number 10s, Butch Hills and Daryl Norfleet trying to isolate Daryl. Pump fake, put it up, and that's going to be air ball. Rebound comes to Jody McMillan on the floor. Comes to Kelly, though, and Marshall get the layup.
Vulcans with a lucky bounce that time. The ball came between Joe Miller's legs right to Marshall, and Marshall got the easy 2 out of it.
Shorter look inside to Eggleston. Kelly almost got a hand at that, but Marty gets the 2.
Eggleston now with 8 points thus far.
Went last. Hills went for the steal, Norfleet, but Darrell gets the ball. Dish off to Joe. Tim Brown's out for 3. That's short. And Jody McMillan comes down with the rebound. Watch out. Here comes Hills. Pull it up and down. That's for 3. So Kutztown takes a 4-point lead here. 22-18. Zychek for 3. Miller gets the roll. Good rebound there by Joe Miller as Dana Zychek cannot hit the 3-pointer. Of course, last night Dana was cold from the field in the first half, but he certainly lit it up in the second. Hit 4 3-pointers. On a night he was 4 of 11, I believe, from 3-point range. Yes, he was. Reese Williams went the wrong way, but he gets it back. Inside McMillan, little turnaround. That's an air ball. I don't know if Kelly got a hand on that, but it comes to Miller. 22-20. Kutztown leads it here in the state game. Dana pump fake in the air. Another air ball. Rebound comes to Tim Brown. Now he gets it.
Nice job by Timmy Brown in the right spot at the right time. Down on the baseline. Got the air ball for Dana Zychek, but got the reverse layup out of it.
So we've seen quite a few air balls tonight here. That's what reminded me of the play last night with Tim Brown hit a jumper. Dylan Murphy got a rebound and had a 3-point play come out of it. It's McMillan on the other end. 7:18 to go. Kutztown continues to lead it by 2. Miller looking inside, comes to Norfleet. Inside to Kenley. McMillan tried to reject out, but blocked by Eggleston, but he's going to commit his 3rd foul, and that's a big foul on Marty Eggleston.
Number 3 on Marty Eggleston,
and I gotta think he's got to come out of the ball game.
Coach Binder now looking at his bench, and he is going to bring someone else off the bench. As we said, Dan, Kutztown, no one else on their bench over 6'5". And Dan, something else I've noticed with Eggleston in there, Daryl Norfleet has been very tentative about penetrating thus far this evening, and you would think that Daryl would have problems penetrating with the big man like Eggleston in the middle, but now that Eggleston's out of there, you would think that Daryl Norfleet would take advantage of this.
Miller with the first one, and I think that's the biggest play of the ball game right there is Eggleston will probably be on the bench for the rest of the half. He has 3 fouls. Miller to tie it, and he does.
Dan, Joe Miller's played an exceptional ball game so far, 10 points. And when Marty Eggleston was in there, Joe Miller did not stand back from the challenge.
Now, number 20, Patrick Telly in there replaces Eggleston, and McMillan will be at center or either will be shorter. Small ball club here for Kutztown, and Hills missed the jumper, and that's what they're going to have to rely on without Eggleston in there. So that is honestly a big play.
McMillan, 6'5".
Dana off balance.
As I was saying, Joe Miller is at 6'8", and Mitchell is 6'5", a big 3-inch advantage by Joe Miller. You'd think that he'd be able to take advantage of this. Shorter, they collapse on him. I think 5 men around him, and he fouled. All 5 men collapsed on Rodney Shorter, and he was forced to travel. As Joe Norfleet comes back in for Timmy Brown. As Tim will sit down next to Coach Bull. Down to 6:20 here in the first half. Joe Norfleet tries to scores. Going last with the left hand. Number 10, the Fleet. Dan Kutztown looks out of sync without Eggleston in the lineup. Inside to Williams, and he lays it in over Joe Miller. Joe just stood his ground, not wanting to commit the foul there, and Williams got the basket. Kenley back the other way, and Marshall traveled. As Fred Rivera makes the call. Tully inbound, gets it back. Williams has it against Kenley, trying to move on him. He does and scores. Maurice Williams with 4 straight points, and that ties the ball game at 28. Great pass to Miller. The bounce pass. Great one by Marty Sitters. Saw Miller cut that lane, and that's 2 with authority. McMillan's going to take the 3. That's way off. Rebound comes to Kelly. So McMillan, who had the big night last night, was 3 of 4 from 3-point range. Missed it. Neither team can pull away here in the first half. It's 30-28. Vulcans lead it. Miller, double teamed over Williams. Rebound to Kelly though. Marshall tried to bounce it off a guy, and he did. So we were screened by the official there, but he bounced it off a Kutztown player, and Vulcans retained possession. One of your typical playground plays there by Marshall Kelly when you're falling out of bounds, went in down, throw it off the other team, and he did. That's now Joe Miller is going to come out of the ball game as he signaled to the bench that he needs a break, and 10 minutes will come in for him. Marshall Kelly from the baseline. So the Vulcans take a 4-point lead. Tully against Norfleet, that's a matchup I think the Vulcans like. Comes to Butch Hills, over Suter, no. And McMillan came on the back of Moats, no foul call, but it comes to Suter, back on the Vulcans. Norfleet looking to go baseline, does, and scores. Unbelievable. What body control by the Fleet. How Darrell gets some of those shots off, I don't think he even knows. Amazed by his tremendous body control. Vulcans with their biggest lead of 6, down to 3:55. Shorter against Norfleet, gets side check, making any travel. And Coach Binder says, I've seen enough. Timeout Kutztown, 3:53 remaining here in the first half, 34-28, the Vulcans lead it. We'll break. You're watching Vulcan basketball on Channel 29.
Well, I'm tired of the same old thing, the same old way. Come on at home. Hold me in a brand new way. Won't you choose thrill me in a brand new way.
Try something different for dinner. Create your own at the new Rack's Dinner Bar with hot pasta, hot veggies, Mexican, soups, salads, and desserts. All you can eat, all for one price. It's fast food with style.
New way. Hold me in a brand new way.
As we were back at a jam-packed Hamer Hall, as we look at the California Vulcan bench after the Kutztown timeout. Coach Binder's got to find the way here with 3:53 left to stay in this one as Marty Eggleston is on the bench, and he was been the big gun for them in the first half. Dan, we've definitely noticed that Kutztown's two different teams with Eggleston in the lineup and without Eggleston. When he's in there, that's all they look for. They look to get the ball straight to Eggleston. They're a one-man offense with Eggleston in there, but now they're having to rely on other sources, and it seems like they're just to slight it out of sync.
Marcus Owens in the ball game. Pump fake, puts it up off the bench and missed it. Good rebound there by Mudstone. Timmy's going to pull it back out to Marty Suter. Cross court. Northfleet has a three. Pearl's going to drive again. Loves that baseline. Just off the Suter though. And Vulcans continue their offense. Long jumper. That's knocked out of bounds. But the foul's going to be, I believe, on Kenley or Owens. Wait and see.
Calling it on Marshall Kenley. That's going to be Marshall's first. The team's sixth. Dan, thus far been a very clean first half. Neither team going into the bonus as of yet with 3:23 to go. Vulcans up by 6.
Tully. And thought that he lost it out of bounds. And he's got to be worried sick about the fleet on him. As a look in his eyes was one of fear, I believe, and he will come over and sit on the bench. As Coach Spider did not see what he liked out of Patrick Tully. Chisholm comes back, replaces him. Shorter back to Butch Hills, gives it to Chisholm. 3:10 remaining. Shorter going to the hoop, but they don't give it to him. They throw it to him back outside, but tipped out of bounds by Owens. As we get a shot of Marcus Owens, the junior from Philadelphia. Knocked away by Northfleet, but Chisholm gets it back to Shorter. Wanted the charge there, and on the floor, the travel's called on Maurice Williams.
Williams had nowhere to go. He went up for the rebound. Those Shorter and Kenley were tied up laying on the floor. He came down on top of him and just fell over.
Dave, we were talking about the players who played in that 85 state game against Millersville. Marcus Owens played in that game. As I forgot it, he was on that ball club under Coach Tim Loomis. And since he sat out a year, he is only a junior. So Marcus Owens has won a state game. Of course, last year losing to Millersville in the final. And out of bounds. Vulcan still retains possession as Joe Miller comes back in, and he will replace Marshall Kenley.
So now Joe coming back into the game with 2:34 to go in the half. Sure, he's fresh from that about a 3-minute break that he received.
Joe has it, look inside, back to Suter. Kutztown still have man-to-man. McMillan trying to deny the ball. Miller inside, and shot clock's at 17. Owens to Northfleet. Darrell looks inside. Miller gets it, and the foul's going to be on McMillan from behind.
That's McMillan's first, only the team's 5th. So the Vulcans yet to be in the bonus. They'll have to inbound from underneath the basket.
Coach Rick Binder in his pink shirt and black tie tonight. He had a sweater on last night. Trying that Luke Carnesecca trick. Darrell penetrates, score it, and the foul. Darrell again showing his tremendous body control with the left hand. Seemed like he hung in the air forever, and he will go to the line for the three-point play to try to increase the Vulcan lead to 9. And he missed it, and the rebound comes to Chisholm. 36-28, we're down to 2:11 here in the first half. Hills to Shorter. Down inside, McMillan, they collapse on him. Blocked by Moats, but they're going to call that the goaltend.
That was a good call by the referee. The ball was definitely on its downward motion as Tim Moats went up there and knocked it out of the cylinder.
Timmy definitely got in the air there and swatted it away with the big paw. Northfleet got it by Chisholm. Open is Timmy Brown and doesn't get the roll. And Tim Brown shooting has really suffered the last part of the season, Dave Shinsky. And it seems like all his jumpers are coming up short.
He's a hot and cold shooter, and that's pretty normal for a freshman. But he's done a nice job all season for the Vulcans.
Good steal by McMillan, and it comes to Williams. And McMillan gets it back to the hoop. And a block's going to be on side check.
That'll be Dana's second personal. Team foul number 7. Kutztown goes into the one-on-one at the 133 mark.
As McMillan does the job on the defensive boards and hustles right back down the court and explodes to the goal.
Team 7. McMillan at the line shooting 2.
McMillan on the year, 57%. And he hit the first.
Now Marcus Owen is checking into the lineup as he will replace Dana Zajac.
McMillan hits both of them. David, look at the Kutztown stats. I find it unbelievable that McMillan has only been to the free throw line 9 times before those 2 attempts. Owens, good pass inside to Miller, and Joe is hammered by McMillan.
That's McMillan's second, as Joe will get to the line to shoot 2.
Kutztown foul number 52, Joe McMillan, his second. Team 7.
Good look there. Get the ball to Joe, and he will go to the line with 1:17 left to go.
On the season, Joe 75% from the line.
Dave, as we look forward to the second half, Eggleston's been on the bench for the last 7 minutes, so he's going to be a fresh guy out there, and it's start the second half and could go the rest of the way. If he doesn't get into any more foul trouble, Vulcans, I think, will look to pound that ball inside and start the second half trying to get that 4th one on him, so he's going to have to play more attentively on the defensive end. And he is a good shot blocker. Even 96 shots blocks on the year. Chisel spins, drives, and missed it. Rebound to Miller. Look, outlet. Comes to Norfleet. We're down to 54 seconds. And the Vulcans looking to extend their 6-point lead. Look at Vulcans. They get that clock down to, there's an 8-second difference between the shot and the game clock. I think it's make it 12 seconds.
It's down to 13 now on the shot clock.
Owens baseline, and it's blocked. And it comes to Williams, looks ahead, has shorter all the way, and he lays it in. Good outlet pass by Williams, and that cuts lead to 4 as we're down to 10 seconds to go. The Vulcans need to push it up quickly here. Owens inside the modes, got to put it up, Tim. Back to Marcus at the buzzer. No. And that does it. So the halftime score as the teams strut off to the locker room. 38-34, the Vulcans lead it. We'll take a break. You're watching Vulcan basketball on Channel 29.
The forest is home to many living things. That's why, if you're careless with fire when you go to the forest, you could burn a lot more than trees.
I'll get it, Alex.
Mel's Market. Here's your order.
What order?
Side of beef.
I didn't order.
Here's your delivery, sir.
What delivery?
Your Stroh's 30 packs.
Stroh's. Alex?
Nah. Stroh's and Stroh Light. Fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste. And with 30 packs, you get more beer.
Pardon? Pierre's Pet Shop. Here's your poodle. Oh.
Alex.
Hello everybody, welcome back to halftime. I'm Dan Taylor along with Dave Shinsky. The Vulcans lead at 38-34 in the 20th annual state game. And Dave, as we look at the halftime stats, it sort of reminds me a lot of last night in that Dana Zychek is really not one of the leading scorers for the Vulcans. He only has 6 points, and last night he really came alive in the second half, and hopefully we can see the same thing from him tonight.
I think you're right. The Vulcans aren't getting the ball to Dana enough, and Dana, I believe, has only gone off 1 3-pointer here in the first half. But on the other hand, Dan, the Vulcans are really concentrating on getting the ball into Joe Miller in the low post, and they're trying to really get at Marty Eggleston and try to get some fouls on him. They did a great job of it in the first half. Eggleston committing 3 fouls, and that was probably the biggest key of the whole first half, Marty Eggleston's 3 fouls.
He does have 8 points. Maurice Williams has 9 to lead away for Kutztown. And as we look at the free throw percentage, Dave, remember last night Vulcans went to the line 29 times in the first half. They only went to the line 5 times, and was 4 or 5. Kutztown was 4 or 4. So both teams played good defense, and neither team went to the line very much. And the leading scorer for California was Joe Miller. He had 14 points. Daryl Norfleet had 10. Marshall Kelly and Dana Zychek each had 6. So Dave, as we look forward to the second half, obviously the key is going to be to get Marty Eggleston in foul trouble. If not, to just contain him and just do the best they can on that big guy.
Yes, Marty Eggleston is the key for Kutztown. They build their whole team, the whole game plan around him. And the thing about Eggleston, not only is he an offensive threat, but I think his defense is more apparent in this ball game, of course. He blocks a lot of shots, and by blocking his shots, I don't think it has that much of an effect against Joe Miller, but the problem the Vulcans are having is Daryl Norfleet is not able to penetrate to the basket as much as he usually would like to, just due to the fact that he knows that Mr. Eggleston's in there, and that's an 11-inch disadvantage for Daryl Norfleet.
Yeah, just him being in there is going to cause some frustration for a lot of people not wanting to penetrate inside because they'll get the ball batted away right back in their face. The Vulcans to inbound, and the Vulcans have the same starting 5 as they did to start the half. So does Kutztown. Miller inside, goes glass.
Dan, something to watch for out of Eggleston with his 3 fouls. Really become very, you could say, hesitant for everything he does and laid back.
Kutztown has the same starting 5. Hills to Ronnie Short inside to Eggleston, has position and threw it off. I think it hit Maurice Williams in the face, but a Vulcan got a hand on that. Butch Hills, Ronnie Shorter, Maurice Williams, Chisholm, and Marty Eggleston. Hills for 3. And Marshall Kinley pulls down the big rebound. As Hills was cold in the first half also. And Daryl Norfleet traveled with the basketball as he was unable to keep that pivot foot in place.
Yes, Daryl faked the pass inside to the low pace to Joe Miller. Drug his right foot as he was a little bit indecisive on where he wanted to pass the ball to and got the travel called against him.
40-34. Kutztown is yet to dot the scoreboard here in the second half. Eggleston back to Shorter. Look inside to him again. Maurice Williams open for 3. Line drive shot, in and out, rebound to Miller. Maurice Williams led the way with 9. Could not get the jumper there. Zychek inside to Kenley. One-on-one move over Shorter. A beautiful move by Marshall Kenley.
Dan, before that, Williams did a nice job of getting out on Dana Zychek to protect against the 3-pointer. He's done a superb job all evening defensively on Zychek.
42-34. And Eggleston lost his glasses. I guess he got straked in the eye.
Going to call the foul on Daryl Norfleet. That'll be Daryl's second, the team first.
Marty Eggleston with those rec specs made famous by Eric Dickerson, football player. Butch Hills connects. So that is Hills' first basket of the second half. He has 5. Dana Zychek. Side to Kenley. Marshall with the jumper. Kenley on the assist from Zychek gives the Vulcans the 44-36 lead. Chisholm looking to drive, almost lost it, and Zychek came over to help out, and the easy 2 is put in by Shorter. Zychek pump fake, got Williams in the air, puts it up way off. We got some Miller though, and he put it in.
Jim Miller, 18 points so far this evening, doing a great job winning the battle on the inside with Eggleston.
So the Vulcans getting some rebounds off some air balls that their own teammates have put up. Butch Hills, Chisholm inside to Eggleston. Triple team, intercepted by Zychek, back against Hills. One-on-one, loses control, gonna put it up. And he missed it, and the foul's been on Norfleet.
And that's going to be Darrell's third personal. Dana made an unwise move there, trying to take one-on-one move with.
Sure did.
With Hills in. Instead of passing the ball up to Norfleet, he had him coming down the right side and elected to put up the three-pointer. And that was a bad move because he had no one underneath the basket to rebound.
And because of that, Darrell Norfleet picks up his third foul, which is not good. As Shorter lost it out of bounds. Dana has yet to heat it up tonight, but as we know, he can all of a sudden shoot the lights out here. 46-38, 17:05 left to go here in the second half. Glad to have Long on Channel 29. I'm Dan Zay along with Dave Shinsky. There's Z. Miller gets it, and Joe missed it. Rebound to Eggleston. Joe with another good offensive rebound off the Zychek miss, but couldn't put it down. Kenley intercepts and comes to Zychek, and Marshall Kenley is playing a great second half here. Looks like a man fired up. Came off the backboard, battle on the floor, comes to Kenley, dishes off to Miller. Joe missed it. Marshall gets it one more time, and that's no good. Vulcan's getting a break there again. Couldn't put the ball in the hoop. And Marty Suter reached around Butch Hills.
That will be Marty's second, the team third. Kutztown yet to have a foul called against them here in this second half.
As Hills will inbound for the Golden Bears of Kutztown, the winner of the Eastern Conference of the Eastern Division of the Pennsylvania Conference. Hills again. That's no good, and Kenley again pulls down another board.
It's hard to figure out why Kutztown isn't working the ball inside more.
Kenley got hammered, and there was no foul call, and Eggleston knocked it back out to Suter, and Miller missed the basket. So neither team putting the ball in the hoop in the last couple of minutes. Shorter gets the easy layup, though, and Kutztown cuts the California lead to 6.
Dan, the Vulcans have had a lot of opportunities the last couple times down the floor to score, and have came up empty all 3 times.
Watch for Dana Zychek here. And he's fouled.
Foul on Williams. That'll be Williams' first personal, the team's first.
Seems like they always run that play when they're in trouble. So Coach Boone raised 3 fingers, and we did that before. Zychek comes around the lane and gets it at the foul line, and he's fouled right there. So the senior from Carnegie, Pennsylvania, who's had a tremendous year at California University, Dana Zychek, hits the first one. Zychek again, yes. The Vulcans extend the lead back to 8, 15:32 to go. Chisholm to Shorter. Look inside to Eggleston. Shorter's going to take the jumper, though. The left-hander is nothing but nylon.
3-pointer for Shorter. Cuts the Vulcan lead to 5, 48-43.
See in this side of Kenley. Double team back to Marty. Take the jumper there, way off balance, and the rebound comes to Shorter. Watch out, here come the Bears. Chisholm. Slow it down inside to Shorter, and Ronnie Shorter gets the layup, but look out, here come the Bears as the Vulcans being outscored here. The Kutztown taking a run.
And Shorter's been the man that's been the person that's led all this. Shorter with 9 points so far in the second half. Has all but one of their baskets.
Joe backing in over Eggleston. Can't do that, and Marty pulls down the rebound. That's a tough chore there for Joe. Fast break. Chisholm all the way. Missed it. Rebound, though, to Reese Williams, and the Kutztown cuts the lead to 1. Vulcans need a basket badly. Norfleet will take it, drives, and scores. Darrell loves that move to go baseline, underneath the basket with the left hand.
Darrell was hesitant earlier in the ball game when Eggleston was in there, and it's a good sign to see Darrell taking the ball to the basket. He cannot think about Eggleston. He has to stay on his own game.
Vulcans need to play some good defense here. Eggleston knocked away by Zychek. Bounce pass to Marshall, dish it off to Dana, and it's knocked out of bounds. Vulcan ball. Thought Darrell was going to ditch it off to Dana, but Marshall Kenley was streaking out of lane, and he got it. So the passing there for the Vulcans.
50-47 Vulcans lead, 13:49 to go in the ball game.
Joe over Eggleston, and he gets the roll.
Joe Miller, 20 points on the evening, having a big night.
Vulcans by 5, 52-47. Williams, the Chisholm, has the three. Dish it off to Shorter on the right wing. And that's Maurice Williams. Rebounded Zychek. Wanted to foul on Eggleston there, but nothing was called. Suter gets trapped, but dishes off to Norfleet, and Darrell saves it. Darrell, what a pass to Kenley! And a foul on Eggleston. And that brings the crowd alive.
That's number 4 on Marty Eggleston.
Wow. Marshall wanted to dunk that, but Eggleston said no way, but committed the foul.
Dan, the key for the Vulcans now with Eggleston leaving the ball game, as will be replaced by McMillan, is not to let up, even though they know that Eggleston's out there to keep their intensity the same way it was whenever he was in the ball game.
So Darrell Norfleet with the fabulous pass to Marshall Kenley. And Marshall Kenley goes to the foul line. And Marshall connects. Crowd still stunned here by the Norfleet pass. And Kenley missed the second one. Rebound to Jody McMillan. Vulcans the man-to-man. It's Butch Hills trying to lead in on Norfleet. Rhythm to McMillan. Zychek goes for the steal, comes to Chisholm. Shorter for 3, that's off. Zychek ahead to Suter. Marty looked to slow it down here. And he does to Miller. Joe back off to Zychek. Z for 3, no! Dana cannot get one to drop tonight from 3-point range. Chisholm inside to Williams. The right hand is no good. Battleford comes to Norfleet, back 2-on-2 with Kenley. Darrell got the block from behind with Chisholm. Big play by Chisholm. He has the ball now, looking back to McMillan, and he gets it. Still by Norfleet though. Big defensive plays by Chisholm and Norfleet. Neither can get a hoop. Zychek blocked from behind. I don't think he knew Shorter was there, and he comes to Marshall Kenley. Norfleet, no. Comes to Suter, and Vulcans will slow it down.
Vulcans running time off the clock. Darrell all the way.
But he's fouled.
Going to call that foul on McMillan. That'll be McMillan's third. And Dan, Kutztown's big people are really in a lot of foul trouble as they brought McMillan in to replace Eggleston at the center position.
So we go back and forth, exciting basketball here, and Marshall Kenley will sit down, and I think he needs an oxygen mask. Marshall huffing and puffing over there on the bench, and Tim Mutz checks in for him. Darrell smooth from the line as we get a look at, I think, the coach of the year in the Western Conference.
For that fact, all the state of Pennsylvania.
Mr. Jim Boone, as Darrell hits both of them. (55-47), 11:44 left to go. Still plenty of time here in the state game. Butch Hills, and that's for 3.
His second three-pointer of the evening.
So all the other Kutztown players are going to have to pick up the slack. It's knocked away by Shorter, looking inside to Tim Motes. Joe Miller has nowhere to go. Almost lost it, but Suter picks it up. Daryl Norfleet for 3. Tipped up by Miller. Comes to Motes and the foul. And that'll be number 4 against McMillan. And Kutztown is in a lot of trouble. They're 2 big people, each with 4 fouls. As Coach Binder's going to have to look towards his bench once again. 55-50 to Vulcan's lead. 11:02 to go in the ball game. A lot of time left. You wonder when he's going to bring Eggleston back in. I still think it's a little early. They're still in this ball game. They only trail it by 5. They got to hope to stop the Vulcans. As Tim Motes hits the first foul shot.
Tim's first point on the evening.
Coach Binder really doesn't go that deep in his bench, Dave. In fact, last night only 7 people played. And one of the players was Tully, and he played a minute. And he saw a little bit of action tonight. On the floor, McMillan picks it up. So he doesn't really have anybody else to go to. That he has any confidence in it all. Williams looking for somewhere to go. Comes to Hill. Back to Maurice Williams. Looking to drive. Does and scores.
Maurice Williams' second bucket of the second half. He has 13.
Kutztown hanging top here. Eh? They still only trail up a 5. 57-52. Joe tried to force one. Luckily, it comes to Tim Motes as he looked inside to Daryl Norfleet. Kutztown looking. Force the Vulcans outside. Norfleet will take it and hit it. That's for 3. The Fleetster.
The Vulcans equal their largest lead of the game at 8 points. As we're halfway through the second half at the 10-minute mark.
McMillan hits. So Jody McMillan comes right back. 60-54. This game for the bragging rights of the state. Norfleet again. Rebound to Motes. Tim put it up strong and scores. Boy, Tim Motes has come in here and done a tremendous job.
Vulcans are doing a nice job on the offensive boards, and it's really evident that Eggleston isn't in the lineup as he has just walked up to the scores table, and he's prepared to check back in for Kutztown.
Dave, the post people for California have really come alive here. Williams off balance, missed it. And Joe Miller with the big rebound off to Marty Suter. Side check, wants a 3. Off the mark. Beckham Shizzle off to Hills all the way with the layup.
Six-point lead for the Vulcans, 8:54 to go in the game.
Miller wants to take it to McMillan, does. Missed it though, and a rebound to Maurice Williams. Joe got the shot he wanted. But Butch Hills running the traffic for Kutztown Golden Bears. Our head coach Rick Binder. Williams a right-handed dribble to Hills. He takes it, and he missed the rebound.
Dan, the longer the Vulcans can go without having a stoppage in play, so Eggleston can check in the better.
Dana really forcing it now. That one was way off. Head to Williams all the way, cuts through people and scores, and the foul.
Going to call the foul on Marty Suter, a blocking foul. That'll be Marty's third personal. Count the basket and the foul, and now Eggleston will prepare to check back in to the Kutztown lineup.
So that could be a big turning point for Kutztown in here. As Dana Zacek really threw up a bad shot. But can't say Dana is afraid to put it up even though he is cold. Going to keep on going to the well until he comes up with something. And Coach Boone wants timeout. 62-58, 8:18 to go. We'll break. You're watching Vulcan basketball on Channel 29.
As an athlete, it's especially painful to watch cocaine destroy those around me. How could these heroes with so much strength and discipline fall for cocaine? They thought they could control it. That's the big lie. No one controls cocaine. So don't blame them. Learn from them. If you're using cocaine, get help.
Call 1-800-662-HELP.
We are back as we get a shot of the Kutztown Golden Bears. We had a little tussle with Jerry the Vulcan. 62-58, the Vulcans lead at 8:18 to go. And Dave, we talked about during the break, as we think that the ball should go inside to Joe Miller and Horace Eggleston to play him and hopefully pick up that 5th foul on him.
I'm sure that's what Coach Boo was telling you. Joe Miller only has one personal, so you can try to keep the ball, try to work it inside against Eggleston, take it right to him, and the Vulcans will try to draw that 5th foul on Eggleston, because believe me when I tell you, the Kutztown will not be able to win this game without Eggleston in the lineup.
Well, you have to give credit to the Kutztown players, so they have stuck in here without Kutztown, without Eggleston for most of the ball game, for a lot of the ball game, we should say. And Williams in and out, rebound to Kenley, so the big miss there on a 3-point play keeps the lead at 4. Zajac still going to shoot, and he hit one.
Dan, the thing about Dana Zajac, he's such a good shooter. You don't tell him to quit shooting whenever he's cold. A good shooter, you just keep telling him to take as many shots as he can get, because a good shooter will start to light it up sooner or later.
Hills, they're looking inside Eggleston, trying to collapse on him. Williams, line drive shot. Eggleston came over the back, but no foul was called. We were hoping for it. Coach Fred Bavaro would have none of it. Tim Brown, and that falls. I was talking about these rims here at Hamer Hall. Dave Bean, grateful to the shooter.
Breakaway rims usually have that effect because they're softer, and a light touch, the ball will usually drop in for you if it lays up there.
And it did for Timmy Brown, 66-58. Williams has a jumper, goes baseline, dish it back out to Chisholm. He has the 3, and that's in and out for Eggleston. Well, he didn't even jump, and he dunked that one through.
We need no explanation for that. That was awesome.
Pass aside to Brown, Tim in the air, was looking for the foul call. They go for it, they're going to call it on Kenley from behind.
Foul on Marshall, that's going to be Marshall's 2nd, the team's 6th. So Vulcans, if they commit one more foul, are going to send Kutztown into the 1-and-1.
Still playing time here, 6:35 to go.
Dan, you almost wonder how a guy like Marty Eggleston ended up in a Division II school like a Kutztown.
Charles Chisholm. Shot clock at 22, inside Eggleston. Backdoor pass to Maurice Williams, and he hit it. 66-62, we're just at the 6-minute mark left in this one. Joe Miller, yes! And Joe can consistently hit the outside shot as he is shown to do. Was not afraid and took it to the hole. Williams to McMillan for 3. That's off, and Kenley pulls it down, leave it off for Norfleet. So Judy McMillan cannot hit like he did last night against Lockhaven. Is cold there. Miller lost it, and comes to Eggleston, looks ahead, but give it off to Chisholm.
Vulcans a 6-point lead, 5:30 to go in the ball game. This is for the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference title.
The Joe just lost the handle there. Was looking for the drive on Eggleston. They got it into him, back out to Butch Hills. Chisholm, shot clock at 20. Chisholm will take it way off. I think he got a hand on it, and Joe did, and knocked it out of bounds.
Little miscommunication between Dana Zajac and Joe Miller down on the baseline. Both guys fighting over it off the same team. They knocked it out of bounds.
Fresh 45. Maurice Williams for three. That's off. Rebound Eggleston though. Back out front they get a fresh 45. Inside to Eggleston. 4 men around him and reach in. This is Timmy Brown. And we have a man down to the floor for the Vulcans, and that is Joe Miller. I don't know if Joe got hit in the eye or what.
He's holding his face.
And Doc Bennington will come out and look at Joe. And this could be a big blow for the Vulcans.
Vulcans are going to have to get Tim Moats off the bench now. Joe apparently was struck with an elbow.
I don't know if it was by Eggleston or one of his own players, as they really collapsed around him, had 4 men, and Tim Brown reached in and made the steal.
As you said, Dan, this would be a big blow to the Vulcans if Joe would have to leave the game for a sort of long period of time, because up until this point, Joe Miller with 22 points, and more important, Joe Miller is the person that's been guarding Marty Eggleston, has done a very good job on Eggleston all evening.
I think he did get knocked in the eye. They're looking at him. And official Jay Evans is looking at his other official, Fred Rivera, and says it's an injury to the left eye. Joe is on his feet. He's going to come off. He gets a good round of applause, as he should. Joe will have to come out.
Dan, I don't know if there's any sort of MVP trophy after this tournament, but if the Vulcans were to win this game, I have to say Joe Miller would probably be voted the MVP of the tournament after his 24-point performance last night. And tonight, having probably the stiffest test of his basketball career going up against Marty Eggleston.
Certainly is the case. Joe has really come alive, and it's really credit to his ability on the basketball court, Mr. Joe Miller. Darrell drives off balance. Kelly comes on with it. Marshall, big rebound, put it up, and he's fouled.
If they call a foul on Eggleston, he's gone.
And that's it. Sit down, Marty, you're finished.
Marty Eggleston would check out of the Kutztown lineup with 10 points.
So Rick Biner will have to go the rest of the ball game without his big man. And give credit to Marshall Kelly for going up against them and really pulling down a strong board. And
so now Marshall Kelly stepping to the foul strike for the Vulcans on the season from the line. Kelly shooting 66%. He's 1 of 2 thus far this evening.
Marshall was all fired up when Marty made the foul, and so was I. Marshall get a second. Trying to take his time to increase the Vulcan lead to 7. And he didn't. Rebound to Williams. 4:22 to go. The Vulcans still lead it by 6. Now watch for some 3-pointers to go up here. Inside the Williams, blocked away by Kenley, and he pulls it down.
Vulcans now with a 6-point lead have to try to protect the basketball, play like they have the lead, but work as much time off the 45-second clock as possible.
And Joe Miller will come back in at the next stoppage of play. Darrell looks to try and knock out of bounds. And still Vulcan ball as Joe will come back in.
It's now Joe Miller checking back into the lineup, replacing Tim Moats. Scott here at Amer Hall getting ready to explode.
Shot clock at 22. We're down to 3:46.
Side check, yes!
The first 3-point of the game for Dennis Side check is the Vulcans the 9-point lead.
Dana's been waiting for that one all evening. As that is only Dana Zychek's. But Chills right back, missed it, 13th point.
Vulcans need to run up some time off the clock here, as we're down to 3:08.
Dan Ketchbridge showing a lot of confidence in Tim Brown, the freshman, leaving him in the ball game at this pressure time.
Looking for Miller inside. He's working to get shorter, and I think Joe's going to pick up the foul. It's going to be a good shorter, excuse me. It's going to be Joe's backing in, but Shorter's going to pick up the foul.
That's Shorter's second, team 7th. That'll send California into the 1-1 at the 2:54 mark.
That's team foul number 6. Excuse me. Excuse me, Dave. Excuse you. Broncos with that fresh 45 will look for the open shot. Tim Brown. But Shields all over him. Reach behind the back and knocked away, but comes to Daryl Norfleet. Butch Shields, I think, has played this whole ball game. Norfleet. Oh, and Chisholm runs it down. 2:25 to go. Knocked away, but it comes to Hills. Vulcans need to play some good defense here, but they don't want to foul.
Now Marty Studer up off the Vulcan bench, ready to check back in.
Pass inside. I don't know who that was intended for. I think Williams, but it comes to Dana Zychek. We're down to 2:03. Vulcans.
California going to spread it out.
Looking for their 3rd state title in their career as the fans are starting to get fired up here at Haverhill. We're down to 150. I think Kutztown's got to start fouling very shortly. Almost lost it, came to Miller, drives, missed it, gets his rebound back and scores! 11,
as the Vulcans now a minute 27 away from a state championship.
Hills forced it. That's off. Rebound to Miller. That may have been the first nail in the coffin for the Kutztown Golden Bears. 1:11 to go. Zychek. Kutztown looking to foul. There's going to 5-second call, but he's fouled. As the California Vulcans, who have showed tremendous composure and teamwork is the big word for this basketball team. Who have only lost 1 game in the conference season, 5 overall. And looking for the state title. Missed by Zychek, rebound to Hills, ahead to Shorter. 4-on-2.
Vulcans don't want to foul.
McMillan gets the dunk at 56 seconds. Miller to backcourt, back to Norfolk. Down to 48. Kutztown has to foul.
Down to 31 on the shot clock.
Darrell had to lay there, wanted it, but gets it back out. We're down to 30 seconds. Zychek's foul from behind.
Foul's going to be called against Williams. That's his second. As Dana goes to the line, 4th and 1 and 1.
As the announcement made to the fans here to stay around for the presentation of the Final 4 awards as the Vulcan bench starts to celebrate. And Dana, who's had trouble with the foul light, went for it. Comes to Williams at 25 seconds. Gonna take the 3, that's off. Comes right back to Hills. McMillan's got to take a 3. He does. Rebound to Kenley. And Marshall is going to dribble up by himself. Off to Norfolk. We're down to 10, 9, 8. We'll let the pictures tell the story. That's it. The Vulcans win the state title. with a post-game guest as the Vulcans celebrate. Vulcans win the state title.
Time to call it a day.
That's not what I had in mind.
Come on, we'll show you how a good time goes. We're going to a place where they talk Strohs. Cause a good time's better with a good time beer. And Strohs is smoking here.
Here's how the good times get better. Strohs and Stroh Light 15 and 30 packs. A convenient package at a special value. Get them wherever you buy your beer.
Strohs is smoking here.
We'll now turn over to Dave Smith, who will turn over to our president, John Pierce Watkins, who raises the big number 1 for the Vulcans. And we will give out the awards tonight here.
Kutztown Golden Bears, Eastern Division champions, Coach. Stewart